Salamito, and it sounds like the mic is working, and I want to thank everyone who has made today's event possible. Can we have a round of applause for Union Township, for our Public Works, the Recreation Department? Could not be possible without them. Thank you. So I appreciate you all being here this morning. Once again, my name is Vincent Salamito, and I have the great privilege of serving as the Deputy Commissioner of Veterans Affairs here in the great state of New Jersey. Today is number 21. Today we come together to open the 21st State of New Jersey Veteran Service Office right here in the Union Township Senior Center. And what does 21 signify? 21 signifies that we are at the fulfillment of a commitment made by our administration to establish a point of entry for Garden State service members, veterans, and their families from High Point in Sussex County to Cape May in Cape May County. And today, we finalized that process by cutting a ribbon here in Union County. Let's have a round of applause for that. I do wish to take a few moments, if you'll permit me, and please hold your applause till the end. I'd like to recognize some of the distinguished guests who are with us today. First and foremost, if you are a veteran or the spouse of a veteran, please raise your hand. Let's give a big round of applause for our veterans. I also wish to acknowledge the gentleman to my right, say good things about me, the 56th governor of the great state of New Jersey, and the commander-in-chief of the New Jersey National Guard, Governor Philip D. Murphy. I wish to also acknowledge someone who knows Union Township very well, someone who was our partner in securing the funding to enable us to expand for veteran service offices in each of our 21 counties, and that is your state senator, Joseph Cryan. Senator. I wish to acknowledge Mayor Manuel Figueredo of Union Township. Thank you, sir. I wish to acknowledge Deputy Mayor Joe Florio. Joe, where you at? There you are. I wish to acknowledge Committeeman Bowser. Committeeman Bowser, thank you, sir. And I talked earlier about how this couldn't have happened without the partnership between the hard-working team here in Union Township. And I'd like to acknowledge Bertha Matthews, the Director of Community Development. Bertha. Thank you. From our county government, I'm pleased to welcome the Honorable Kimberly Palmieri Muded, the Chairwoman of the Union County Commissioners. I'd also like to welcome the Honorable Lourdes Leon, the Vice Chairwoman of the Union County Commissioners. Lourdes, thank you for always being there for veterans. I know that personally. Thank you, Lourdes. I also wish to acknowledge the Honorable Sergio Granados of the Union County Commissioners. Sergio, give him a round of applause. From American Legion, Post 35, Commander Bernard Beck and Paul Johnson. Gentlemen. And I didn't see him here, but Larry Platt and Dan Channel. Let's give them a round of applause. Dan. I didn't see Larry, but I also wish to acknowledge from the Veterans of Foreign Wars, Mr. Henry McKitty, if he's here. Thank you, sir. And this is why I asked all veterans to raise their hand, but if you are representing the VFW or the Marine Corps League, please stand up and let's give you a big round of applause. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. From the New Jersey Department of Veterans Affairs, my battle buddy, who you'll hear from in a moment, Colonel Yvonne Mays, the Deputy Adjutant General of New Jersey. And if the governor will forgive me, the most important person in this room today, Kristen Paulson, our new Veteran Service Officer for Union County. Kristen, where are you? And to all other distinguished guests, fellow veterans, elected officials, fraternal and veteran service organizations, community leaders, family members, welcome, and once again, thank you for making the commitment to be with us today. At this time, I would like to invite you to rise if you are able as we begin with the national anthem sung by Ms. Gail Liu.
Good morning, everybody. If I could, real quickly, I'm from Vauxhall, part of the Freeman family. My father is Lewis Freeman, Marine. We had 11 uncles and aunts. Of those 11, the 8 guys were all in the service.
I love that.
Yes. And when I got married, my father-in-law suddenly discovered that he was a Tuskegee Airman mechanic. Nobody had heard that from him the whole time.
Wow.
God bless, and thank you all so much.
God bless you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, oh so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Follow that now.
At this time, I'd like to ask that you remain standing if you are able, as we welcome to the stage the Pledge of Allegiance, as we welcome to the stage the Reverend Dr. Samuel Hayes, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance as well as our invocation. Chaplain?
Hey, Reverend. Don't worry, man. Stand with you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, and our state's honored leaders, let us pray. Almighty Creator, as we gather here today for this meaningful occasion, let us take a moment to reflect and say with boldness, if God be for us, who can be against us? We thank you for being a light unto the path that has brought us here today. We joyfully celebrate the opening of veteran service offices in all 21 counties of the state of New Jersey, a dream that has become a garden of truth. We're reminded, O Lord, of the words from the Gospel of St. Matthew. The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Today, we thank the Lord of the harvest for providing laborers to serve our veterans across the great state of New Jersey. We are grateful to the dedicated veteran service professionals who will provide much needed assistance to our veterans. May they find strength and inspiration in their mission to support those who have served our country with courage and sacrifice. As we come together to celebrate this moment of joy, to cut this 21st ribbon, let us also remember the challenges that lie ahead. Renew the spirit of commitment and serve those who have served us. Bless this endeavor, bless our veterans. May our state leaders and supporters be blessed with more wisdom, greater compassion, and immeasurable strength as they support those who have bravely served our nation. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Hayes. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to introduce Mayor Figueredo. Mayor Figueredo has served the citizens of Union for many years and is currently in his second term. He's been involved in countless projects to improve his community, advocate for veterans, and ensure that the Township of Union, remains a vibrant place to live, work, and raise a family. Please join me in welcoming your mayor.
Thank you, Vincent, and welcome all of you here today. Great to see all our veterans up in the front row. And Governor, welcome to Union. As I said to you at the door, you are always welcome. Our doors of Union are always open. I think back to the front of Town Hall when we kicked off your campaign, how many years ago? About 7, 8 years ago, right? So you are always welcome here with us.
Thanks, man.
On behalf of our Township Committee that's up front here, administration in the back, and our veteran community that you have here, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all as we officially cut the ribbon for the New Jersey Department of Military and Veterans Affairs office right here at our own Union Township Senior Center. Our administration is dedicated to ensuring that our service members, veterans, and their families receive the essential benefits that they deserve. Our partnership with the NJDMVA demonstrates the value we place on our veterans and underscores what is possible when there is a shared priority to serve our veterans. This resource center will provide a comprehensive range of services, access, and one-on-one support for our local and surrounding area veteran community. This office is just the beginning of our efforts to show our gratitude to our veterans by ensuring that they are cared for after their service. Today, we demonstrate an unwavering support and dedication to those who have selflessly served our great nation. Thank you, everyone, for being here today.
It's now my pleasure to introduce Chairwoman Kimberly Palmieri-Muded. The Commissioner is a lifelong resident of Union County. She began her service on the Board of Commissioners in 2018 and recently began her tenure as Chairwoman in 2024. Please join me in welcoming her today.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Governor Murphy, thank you for joining us here today. On behalf of the Union County Board of County Commissioners, myself, along with Vice Chairwoman Lourdes Leon, are so happy to join you today to celebrate the opening of the new Veterans Service Office here in Union County. To our veterans and to those serving currently, we thank you for your service, and it's our honor to be able to serve you in any way that we can. This event is particularly significant as it represents the establishment of the Veterans Service Office in now all 21 counties throughout New Jersey, a true milestone ensuring that all of our veterans have access to the support and services that they need. While today we celebrate the opening of this new office, I would also like to acknowledge the incredible work done by our own Union County Office of Veterans Services, which expanded services in 2001. Since then, our county office has been dedicated to providing essential referral and assistance services to veterans of all ages. This new State Veterans Service Office will complement our efforts, providing additional support with navigating the complexities of the Veterans Administration and accessing the resources veterans need. Together, these offices will ensure that our veterans receive comprehensive assistance at both the state and county level and demonstrates a collective commitment to those who have bravely served our nation. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairwoman. It is now my privilege to introduce someone who needs no introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, your State Senator, Joseph Cryan.
All right, man. Morning, everybody. It's a great morning, isn't it? It really is. Governor, thank you. Thank you for doing this, and thank you for being a part of it and for having the vision The nice thing about this governor is he doesn't need directions to the Township of Union. He's been a part of it. And let's give the governor a nice round of applause. I want to say thank you. I got to give a shout out to RMC today. Vinny, Deputy Commissioner Salamino, all right, but Vinny, if you know him, right, because everybody knows him as Vinny, is not only outgoing, personable, but he's got a heart of gold, and he genuinely and truly cares about the mission of serving veterans. He does it incredibly well each and every day in his role in Demava as Deputy Commissioner, but he's lived it his whole life, and he currently still serves. So please give our Deputy Commissioner, Vinny Salamino, a great. Yeah. Vinny called and said, hey, we need sites, right? And I want to give a shout out to Carlos Sanchez and to Bill Reyes and Don Travisano for helping locate the site here with Vinny. But his passion was what was most important. He wanted to make sure that we had the right site accessible and exciting to be here. Thank you, Vin. Thank you very much. I also want to give a shout out. Governor, we are in the Union Senior Center. Yes. And we are enjoying the view. I hope it's okay to give a shout out to Maria Teresa, who runs this senior center, right over there. Real big time. Good job, and her staff. And I want to do a little selfish thing too. We just had a tremendous Memorial Day parade. You know, because you've marched in it previously here with us. Yep. The organizers of that parade, again, bring home the commitment to our veterans and the remembrance that they deserve. We mentioned Paul and Bernie. I want to give a shout out. He's here. He's one of the organizers, the great Leo Graff right there. Leo, thank you for all you've done as well. So in life, you're lucky enough if you have some privileges. I've been privileged enough to be the now former chair of the Military and Veterans Committee in the State Senate. I learned a lot because frankly, most of what I had learned previous to that was having the honor of having a father who earned a couple Purple Hearts in Korea, as we just chatted about, and taught me the importance of what it is for service to this country and what an honor it is. But as part of that committee, I learned how difficult it is for many veterans to access the services, not that they deserve, but that they earned. Right? And each and every service we're talking about here is not a privilege or anything else. It's something that was earned, and something I believe the vast majority of this country wants to see given and given properly. It is very frustrating, especially when you deal on the federal level and trying to interact with those services, everything from transportation to benefits to spouse benefits to the rest, was always and still is a significant challenge. What happens today with this grand opening, and Christina, challenge to you, since I'm giving shout outs, I want to shout out Brad Christensen right back there who heads this effort as well. Give Brad a nice round of applause. I think it's safe to say between Brad and Christian and Vinny, we're lucky to be the 21st today. But those challenges are very real. And we're talking about folks that have lived this, that have gone through the experience of hearing rejection, of the challenges of trying to make paperwork work, technology work that's difficult in many cases. The idea of having somebody here, and Christina and I were just chatting, and she's comfortable with this. She's been doing this a long time. She's not shy about saying it. She was helping Mr. Basil and chatting away when I came in to say hi. It's really important that we share a message today to each other, all right, to your networks, that this is here. Right? It's incredibly important because those challenges, anybody here ever get frustrated and just throw it down and say, oh, I'm not doing this anymore? Nobody here has ever done that, right? Now imagine doing that in the maze that is veteran services, and the maze between the federal government, the state government, and local services. We try to do the best we can, as the mayor mentioned, to help. Right? We're proud, Governor, for example, the New Jersey Veterans Network, right? Mike Bowles' group is headquartered right here in Union. We work for ways we can do it better. Right? And today, we provide a great way to do it better. We cut a ribbon that allows veterans to get the services they deserve. And since there are so many of you here, I do want to close with this, because it is an honor and a privilege to be with each and every one of you who have served today. Monday was Memorial Day, right? So all the shows are on, right? If anybody clicks, I'm sure none of you guys go home and just watch the movies, right? But I was reminded again, I caught the last 2 or 3 episodes of Band of Brothers, which in my opinion is one of the finest TV series ever made. But the very end is what sticks with me, and I think it's appropriate today. The very end, the protagonist is Major Colonel Dick Winters. He climbs up through the ranks. In the very end, he shares a story, the real Dick Winters, about a conversation between him and his grandson. And his grandson says to him, "Grandpa, were you a hero in the war?" And he looks around, takes a deep breath, and you can see him capture his emotion on the camera. And he says to his grandson, "No, but I served in the company of heroes." And today, we are in the company of heroes. For the heroes that are here, for the heroes that we're going to reach out to provide services, and for all the heroes that allow us to stand here and be free. Thank you for your service, and hopefully today we give a little bit more back. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator. And I think the Senator raises an important comment about navigating local, state, federal services for veterans and their families. On the federal level, it can be challenging. We've made significant progress, and a critical component of that progress is because of our United States Senator, Cory Booker. Today, from Senator Booker's office, I'd like to recognize Lieutenant Colonel retired Casey Doss. Casey, if you could stand up, and thank you for all that you do on behalf of veterans. And one of the reasons why this is so important, if you'll allow me, is in 2023, on March 5th, President Biden made history by ordering the largest expansion of U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs health care in the history of the VA. So what does that mean? It means if individuals served in a combat zone where they were exposed to toxic chemicals, and frankly that counts most veterans, if you were like me next to a burn pit, you are now eligible to talk to a veteran service officer right here in this facility and qualify for VA health care. That could not have been possible without the leadership of President Biden, the Secretary of Veterans Affairs, Dennis McDonough, as well as a bipartisan group of senators and congressional leaders. And so I just want to say thank you to Senator Booker and thank you to Casey one more time. And I would be remiss, because on that national level, New Jersey has other voices. Please join me in a round of applause for Union County's own, the National Executive Committeeman from the American Legion, Burley Hanna. Burley, thank you for your leadership. It is now my privilege. I mentioned earlier, she's my battle buddy. Colonel Yvonne Mays serves as the Deputy Adjutant General of the great state of New Jersey. In that position, she's an Air Force officer, a colonel, and a leader, but she assists Major General Lisa J. Howe in leading the over 8,400 citizen soldiers and airmen of the New Jersey National Guard. And General Howe would be with us today, but she is somewhere on a plane on her way to be boots on the ground in the Middle East, visiting our forward deployed soldiers. The Deputy Adjutant General has worked with our entire team to ensure that we realize the objectives that the governor set forward for veteran services. And like the event here today, I wish to highlight that we are investing more, doing more, and achieving more in the area of state-delivered veterans programs and services than at any time in New Jersey history. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the Deputy Adjutant General, Yvonne Mays.
Good afternoon. Before I get started, I too have to acknowledge DCVA, and that's the Deputy Commissioner of Veterans Affairs for New Jersey, Vincent Salamino, or Vinny. He is one of our finest advocates, and he takes us to task each and every day to make sure that we are delivering on the governor's promise to our veterans. And I have learned so much as we work side by side each day. And as we, culminate our efforts over the past several months, I feel so blessed to be here, and also standing on the shoulders of everyone who served in uniform before me, who allow me to do what I do every day. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you, Vinny. I never call him that, and we work together every day. So good morning, Governor Murphy, Senator Cryan, Mayor Figueroa, Union County and Township of Union leaders, our Veteran Service Organization leaders, our veterans, our families, and last but certainly not least, the Township of Union Senior Center staff and those who attend this great facility every single day. What a beautiful place for us to have our office. I bring to you greetings and well wishes on behalf of Major General Lisa Howe, the Adjutant General of New Jersey and Commissioner of the Department of Military and Veterans Affairs. On behalf of General Howe and the more than 8,400 soldiers and airmen of the New Jersey National Guard, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for what you do every day to take care of those of us in uniform and those of us who wore the uniform. This is a wonderful space that Kristen will now have to serve the veterans of Union County and expand access to services, information, and education on the hard-earned benefits to those who live in and around Union County. Today's ceremony reflects a shared and sacred commitment of Governor Murphy's administration to take care of those who sacrifice so much to protect this state and this great nation and the ideals on which it was built. As we quietly cut this ribbon and open this office today, I'm encouraged at the fact that Kristen and what she will do along with the county veteran service officer, what they do, what they will give to this community will be our legacy. And it will give back to not only veterans, but to the entire community for decades. And as I close, I have two asks for everyone here today. And the first is that you share with anyone who will listen, and even those who don't, about this great facility, that it is here, because so many times we hear from people, we didn't know. I didn't know you did that. So please go out and tell somebody about this great resource here. And then second, I'd ask that you remember all of our service members who are serving in harm's way, even as we speak, especially General Howe and her staff that's traveling with her, and the more than 1,500 members of the 44th Infantry Brigade Combat Team, who she's going to put eyes on as we speak. And I now have the distinct honor to introduce our next speaker. And frankly, he is a man who needs no introduction and a friend to the more than 300,000 veterans who call New Jersey home. Governor Murphy has dedicated his governorship to not only improving the quality of life of all New Jerseyans, but particularly the 300,000 New Jersey veterans and their families. With each passing year, Governor Murphy has proven to be a true advocate and strong supporter of veteran causes by committing substantial resources to combating veteran suicide, providing greater access to health care, creating more employment opportunities, providing substantive tax relief to service members, veterans, and their families, and finding opportunities for veterans to not only receive the benefits they've earned, but also provide a seamless as possible transition from military service to civilian life. And just to reiterate what my battle buddy stated, New Jersey is investing more, doing more, and achieving more in the area of state-delivered veteran services than at any time in our history. That's because of this governor. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in a warm round of applause for Governor Phil Murphy.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Thank you all. Good morning. Thank you, Yvonne, and thank you for not just your very generous introduction, but for your terrific leadership. I want to thank everybody here in both Union County and Union Township for hosting us so graciously this morning, beginning with my friend, and we would not be here today without him. I want to say that unequivocally, without Senator Joe Cryan. Joe, thank you to Kim and Lourdes and your colleagues on the commission, to Manny and Deputy Mayor and members of Township Committee. Thank you all for your warm welcome. I also want to give a shout out in absentia to Union County's very own Senate President Nick Scuteri. To Vinny, otherwise known as the Ryan Seacrest of DeMava. To you, Vinny, and all of your colleagues at the Department of Military and Veterans Affairs, thank you as well for joining us and for everything you all do to honor the service and sacrifice of our state's veterans. As was mentioned both by Vinny and Yvonne, the Adjutant General Lisa Howe is en route to the Gulf. Please keep her, all of our Guardsmen and women, but especially those deployed who are in harm's way, in your prayers. This is the second largest deployment since World War II of the New Jersey Guard. And most especially to all of our honored veterans who are with us, on behalf of your 9.3 million member strong New Jersey family, thank you and God bless you for your service. And of course, to all the friends, family, and loved ones of those who have served our nation, we say thank you as well. We owe each and every one of you an enormous debt of gratitude. And today we are coming together to demonstrate our continued commitment to upholding our sacred obligation to each one of you, along with every veteran in New Jersey. With this morning's office opening, and by the way, hats off to not only Kristen, who's going to run it, but to the folks here at the Senior Center who are hosting us, we will have officially delivered on the promise that I made last year during my budget address to open a Veterans Service office in every single one of New Jersey's 21 counties. By the way, just over a year ago, we were at 14, so we've had a heck of a year. And again, Joe, it doesn't happen without you and your colleagues. Again, this is legislation, I want to say this emphatically, that I signed, but it doesn't happen unless leaders like Joe Cryan get it to my desk. And Joe, again, to you and your colleagues, I say thank you. And with these new facilities, we're going to ensure that our state's veterans can access the services and benefits they deserve no matter where they live. And honestly, I think it's only fitting that we mark this milestone of opening a so-called VSO in every county right here in Union Township. Again, Manny, thank you for hosting us, because this community stands as a tribute to the courage and sacrifice of our nation's service members. In fact, it was 244 years ago this June when the Continental Army liberated the land we are literally standing on today from the British Empire. It was a victory that came at a perilous time for the revolutionary forces. At the time, our troops were ill-equipped and under-resourced. Supplies were so low that the soldiers stationed here in Union County were even forced to rip pages out of the local church hymn books so they could use them as wadding to load their muskets. But despite the long odds, when the Continental Army came face to face with British troops, again right here in Union County, they fought valiantly. And ultimately, they pushed the British Army out of New Jersey once and for all. That victory marked the last time that our state was ever occupied. And just consider how remarkable that achievement is in the scope of human history. For nearly 2.5 centuries, in the face of a civil war, 2 world wars, and 1 global conflict after another, not a single armed conflict has been brought to our state soil. Here in New Jersey, and indeed across our nation, we have enjoyed an unprecedented level of peace and prosperity. And that is thanks to the courage, the dedication, and the selflessness of every American, and indeed every New Jerseyan who has served. At every turn, our nation's heroes have kept our communities and our families safe. And the least we can do to honor their service is to ensure that when our heroes return home, they have access to every resource they could possibly need to navigate civilian life. We need to go above and beyond in providing our veterans the care and support necessary to help heal their wounds, both visible and invisible alike. And we must always strive to guarantee that our veterans have the best possible quality of life, from housing to education to new employment opportunities and everything in between. And that is exactly why this Veterans Service Office and every office like it around the state is so important. With these facilities, DMAVA is putting boots on the ground, so to speak, to ensure that our veterans have dedicated advocates who will help them secure access to housing, health care, counseling, educational opportunities, and many other vital resources and services. In fact, during the last calendar year alone, New Jersey's Veterans Services offices helped deliver almost $130 million in initial first-time federal benefit awards to our state veterans. And among others, I want to thank Senator Booker and his team. So with these new offices up and running, we're going to make it even easier for New Jerseyans who have served to get what they need, and more importantly, what they deserve from our state and from the federal government. And though today's office opening represents a promise kept to our state's veterans, let me be absolutely clear. Our work is not done, and our work continues, because we cannot rest until every last one of our veterans is safe, protected, and cared for. And in that spirit, back in February, I announced that our administration, again working with the legislature, Joe and his colleagues, is committing to ending veterans' homelessness in New Jersey once and for all. With our budget, God bless you. With our budget proposal, we're going to invest more than $30 million over the next 2 years into ensuring that each one of our state's heroes has a safe, dignified place to call home. And again, this is the least we can do to show our respect and appreciation to those who have been willing to sacrifice everything in service to our nation. Before I turn the podium back to Vinny, I want to close with the words of President George Washington, who commanded the Continental Army during those dark days in June of 1780. Before I do, I get a memo for each one of the events I do, and I get pictures and short biographies of everybody, the 5 of you and many of you here today. In my memo for this event, there was a picture of George Washington and a biography, and it said, George Washington, comma, first president of the United States, comma, deceased. So this was news to me, but God bless the late president. In any event, 8 years after that fateful victory here in Union County, President Washington wrote a letter to James Madison in which he observed, and I quote the president, "Liberty, when it begins to take root, is a plant of rapid growth." Well, I think it's only appropriate that liberty for the United States took root in part right here in the Garden State. It took root thanks to the Continental troops who fought and died in Union County and beyond to free our nation from British rule. And as soon as it took root, the plant of liberty for our nation not only grew rapidly, it grew under the care and protection of every New Jerseyan and every American who answered the call to serve. And the plant of liberty continues growing to this very day to provide even more shade and protection to our neighbors, especially those who belong to marginalized communities and who in recent decades have won new civil rights so they can enjoy the full freedoms of American citizenship. And the plan of liberty remains alive nearly 250 years after it initially took root because of the more than 2 million Americans who serve in our military today. So to them and to all the veterans with us this morning and beyond, we promise you this: our commitment to you and your families is unwavering. And in honor of everything you have given to our nation, we will make sure you are given every possible resource to heal and to thrive. Thank you. May God bless all who have served and their families, and may God continue to bless the great state of New Jersey and the United States of America.
Thank you.
Governor Murphy.
At this time, for what we're here for, I would like to invite the first row to come forward to help Governor Murphy, the Deputy Adjutant General, and our distinguished guests, cut the ribbon to ceremonially open our office. And if folks would like to take pictures, you're more than welcome to. But if the first row, if you could come forward, and if we could bring out our ribbon. Kristen, you're the star attraction.
Should be fine. Well, we'll steal our spotlight. That's fine. Oh, you're right in my camera shot. Honey, you're right in my camera shot. Do you want to zoom in for another? Will. Put your camera Will. I'll send you the photos, Will. Put it down. Sit on the floor, Will.